Hello, next up we are designing the interior of our book. I'm going to walk you through how you can create the right manuscript that would be very accepted on Amazon KDP. I'll walk you through the steps on how you can place your content in your manuscript, which is also called the interior of our book. So let's get to it. Welcome to this class. So today we are going to create our story. Since this is a children's book journal, we'll keep it very simple. We're going to do a short story in the journal that talks about Adam and Eve and the valuable lessons that the kids can learn. And at the same time, we're going to create sections in the journal where children can write, can draw, things like that. So you're going to work with me as I just use my imagination and my idea to create this book for the kids. We've already done our book cover, so now we're going to go ahead to do the book interior. Okay, so this is my story, and this is the story of Adam and Eve. I didn't save this file, so let me save this file so that I don't lose it. Okay, I'm just going to save it to my documents. Okay. Saving. Okay. So I'm just going to shorten my story. I don't need to put this long story, but I like this. If I want to now do another storybook that is going to have the full story of Adam and Eve, I can come back to this document. But for the sake of this class, I'm just going to do a very short story of Adam and Eve. So I like to keep, so for you, if you know that you want to begin writing a book, it's advisable to have your book saved in Word document, so you can always reference, you can always come back to it if you need to make any changes or things like that. So I'm putting this short story of Adam and Eve. Okay? And now just paste it here. So this is what I'm going to have in my journal. Okay, so we've already created our book cover, like I mentioned. I'm going to go over to Canva again. So on Canva, we'll pick our interior. Remember our interior book where we had that measurement 7.5 by 9.25. So this is what it looks like right now. And we're going to put margins on our book. So if you can see on my screen, I have this ruler here. The way you can get this ruler is to go to File. Okay, click on File, go to Settings, and then Show Rulers and Guides. So it's going to have this ruler thing here. So we need to put margins on our book interior. And like I mentioned, if you want to skip this process that I'm doing right now, just go over to my Amazon templates. It's in the resources that you have. Just click on the template there. You don't have to do all the steps. Just go through and design your interior with my already made template. But if you want to continue with me, let's go ahead and do this just for you to learn. So we're going to put margins, and our book is 7.5 by 9.25. So I'm going to head over to Amazon. How to create a book. So click that here. Okay. So we're going to go to Paperback. Okay, and then I'll scroll down because I need to get the exact interior trim size. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going to put this link for you as well, so don't worry. So what I'm trying to do, so I can explain to you, is that in the Amazon calculator we already have our book measurements, and I like to go with my interior having bleed. The reason why I like to do that is that I want to see my designs. If I have designs to the edge, I want to see it. But if I put no bleed, my designs might be disrupted. Okay, so I like to do with bleed, so my designs can just flow all over in the page. Although I still have my margins, I'm still sure about my margins to keep it clean. Like if you look at these images here, you see no bleed. No bleed means that, look at, all your content are just inside the confines of the book. Now with bleed means that your designs or whatever your content is from beginning to the edge of the book. For me, I prefer it this way, so it doesn't, like, I will still be conscious about it, but I prefer to just put with bleed so that I don't have to worry about anything. I just go ahead and still work with my design, still work with the margins and the measurement, but I'm just fine. I'm just fine that I have that option there, so I don't have to worry if my designs or my content is cut off or whatever. So I'm coming here. When you scroll down to page 24 to 150 pages, the inside margin is 0.375. So head back to our interior. I'm going to go to elements, and then I will pick I'll pick a square, just to use that as my eyeball to measure the sides of my book. So I have the square, so I'm going to make it very small. So before I do that, I'm going to get my ruler, and then I'll drag my ruler from the side and try to get 0.375. It's hard, but let's try to get 0.375. I can do more. I don't have to get exactly. I can do more. Right now my eyeball is not getting 0.35, so I'll stay on 0.389. That's fine. So I'm going to get this square, try to measure it with the square, and yeah, that's what I have. The square has taken that for me. Then I'll take that square and try to bring it to this edge. Then I'll go back and take my ruler again, another ruler, and bring it here. See? Okay, now I'll take that. It's now it's really not a square now, it's now a triangle. So I'll turn my triangle and then take it here, down, bottom, because I want to take ruler from up. Take a ruler, bring it here. Okay, and then I'm taking it here again, up, okay, and then take another ruler, put it there. So now I've created margins for my book. Okay, so I can now delete that square or rectangle, whatever it is. So this is the measurement of my interior. My content, I would make sure that my content are all inside these margins, but I'm not even going to worry myself about anything, because now I can see the margin, so I know, like, whatever I'm writing that is so important will be inside, the the manuscript will be inside this white box and not outside the lines. So we can go ahead and duplicate this, and now we can also go ahead and start designing. Okay, so let's begin. I already have duplicated. Okay, so the first page, what do I want to put here? Remember, our book cover has the theme Children's Journal, Story and Lesson of Adam and Eve, right? Now, I also went ahead, I used ChatGPT to generate Adam and Eve's Adam's character. So if you want to do that, you just go on ChatGPT and go to the GPTs and search for consistent character. You don't have to do it, but if you want to create a character, that's fine. So I'm going to use my character. Yes, let me bring in my character. Okay, so this is Adam. This is my own character for Adam, and I'm just going to drag it over there. Drag it over. And so what am I going to write? I'm going to make this transparent because I want to write on it. So I'm going to say, what's my then? I'm going to call it Story of Adam and Eve. It's fine. Just put the heading. My book cover says Story and Lesson of Adam and Eve. So I'll just put Story and Lesson of Adam and Eve. I'll just take the same title, so just to keep it consistent. Okay. Story and Lesson of Adam and Eve. So I'm going to put that here. That's my first one. And then I will go ahead and put, so I'm just designing, using my creativity. So I want the owner of this book to say, the owner of this book belongs to someone amazing, and the person will write his name here. This book belongs to someone amazing. Okay, and then I'll put it underneath here so the child can write her name or his name over there. Now let's finish. I would like to drag this more, the image more. Do I do that, or maybe this is fine? It's okay. So let's go to the next page. Let's write the story. I still have enough pictures, and can exchange it and place it. Okay. So I'm just going to put Adam here in the picture. Then I can click this and then write my story. So let's go to my Word document, and I will copy my story there and just place it here. Okay. So this is my story. So you have to be mindful. You see what just happened? I tried to move my margins instead of moving my... So you have to be careful that you don't tamper with your margins. Okay. Then move my story. Move it there. See how I'm moving? Just keep playing around with Canva to understand how it works. And there is always, anytime you make mistake or anything and you're so worried that you've lost what you've done, look at this icon here, undo. You can always undo something. Control Z, you can use Control Z as well. Okay, so I think I like the way this looks. So in the beginning, God created Adam and Eve and placed them in a beautiful garden. They had everything they needed, but God told them not to eat from one special tree. So I'm going to cut this story because I have another image that I can use. So this is fine. I'll duplicate this and then paste the other story. And then I will use my image. Okay. Your book does not have to be perfect. You just keep trying until you become perfect. I'm not even perfect. I'm still learning, but it's just so good when I see one sale for my book and I'm just like, I'm excited. There's always somebody that will need your idea, that will need your book. So don't be afraid to just pour out your idea. Okay, so I like the story, the way it looks, and I am going to copy another one because I have images. I want to use my images, so that's another story. I'm going to copy this and then put in the next, duplicate this and then put in the next. Yeah, then I'll replace this and use this one. Okay. There. Just reduce it. There we go. Okay. So the story is completed. Now let's go to our story. So valuable lesson to learn. Let's go back to our Word document to take the lesson and facts from here. So we're going to just take from my book just to make it uniform, copy it and then paste it there. Okay. And then I will reduce the transparency because I want to write in it. So I'm going to copy this because I want to put it here. And then give my lesson. So I'll copy this and paste it here. Okay, so I want to make the heading big, lesson length. Okay, so I'm going to highlight this, remove the numbering. I don't want the numbering, so I just want the lesson there like that. I'm okay with this, and then insert text for the heading. I'm going to put the lesson for the heading. Take it up, and then this is the lesson. Just going to demarcate it so it can be very visible. Then put it there. Okay. And then I can bold the first lesson, lesson of obedience. Okay. So bolding, maybe I need to use a different font. Okay, so bold this. And then what's the next lesson? Choice and consequence. Okay. Choice and consequences. And then the other one is forgiveness and love. And then the next lesson learned is facts about humans. And then the last lesson is facts about creation. Okay. So this is good. So we'll have the lesson here in our story. We're not done yet. Now we're going to go ahead and, because this is more like a notebook, a journal, a storybook and a notebook in one, I want to create an avenue where the kids can have access to writing in the book, you know. And so I'm going to do that. I'm going to create a line that more like, you know how notebook looks like, right? We're going to create a line. We're going to create lines. So I'm going to go to Element, look for a line, click on it, and it will give me this. This feels too thick, so I can adjust it. So I'll just click on the line. If you look up, you see stroke style. So I'll click on it. The weight is 4. I can reduce it to 3 or 2. So let's go with 2. Okay, so I think I like it. Then I'll still highlight it, then drag to my left, and then the other end I will drag to my right. Okay, and then when I drag, I take it up, up, up. Okay, and then I will make sure it's aligned. Make sure it's aligned well, and drag it to make sure that it's to the end. Okay, so it's to the end. I'll just put it here, and then I would click on it, Control C, that I'm copying it, then I'll Control C and then Control V. I've pasted it again. The one I've pasted, I will just make sure that it's in the same dimension, and then once I've done that, I'll highlight them. Okay, so they are highlighted now. I'll Control C, then I Control V, as V as I want. And then when I do that, I would still highlight them like this, and then I would hold them up and right click. I right click and then scroll to space evenly and then tidy up. See, it has aligned it for me. So what I will now do is drag until I'm satisfied with how it looks, and then I would now place it properly and then paste it properly. So you see, it's so aligned, it's okay, it looks good, right? So this is our notebook page. We can put on the heading maybe notes if we want. So we'll go back to text, subheading, and we can just take this here and put on top of it or underneath here and say notes, or we can put it under here and say notes. Okay, we can type notes. Okay, so that's done. Now we can go ahead and duplicate this page. Okay, now I'm going to click on the grid view. I'm now going to highlight the first page. The first page that I did here, I would click on my cursor, then put my cursor on it, then press Shift key, and then use my arrow to highlight the rest, then Control copy, and then Control V. I keep Control V until I'm satisfied with how much pages I want to have. Don't forget that we are going to have up to 150 pages. So 150 pages I had to. It might take time, but just give it some time. I've been Control V-ing, so I'm sure I'm going to have up to 150 pages. See? Okay, it's actually more. So I'm going to delete some. Okay, so this is where it stops at 150. So I'm going to delete the rest. I don't need it. So I'll click on Shift and use my remaining key to highlight it, and then I can delete. All right, so we have 150 pages. Hoo la la. Finally, we have our interior. So this is our interior all set. I did mention to you that if you don't want to go through this hassle, don't worry, in my next video I will show you how to use my templates. You don't have to go through this whole process that I have done. I already have a template for you. You can just use the template to recreate yours. Don't use exactly what I have in the template. Try as much as possible to tweak it and to change the designs and the words. Okay, so I'll see you in my next video where we'll go ahead and search for keywords that we can use to publish our book.